Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19. With me, MrSealyp. It's Thursday, the 15th of April. Let's see if I can get through a video today without making some kind of gaffe. We shall see. There are a few mods. We have a few updates. The updates are as follows. Top left. The map Ravensburg by Top-Ls has had an update. The changelog on that is huge. If you're playing on it or thinking about playing on it, go and have a look because the changelog is massive that's been changed on that. The Galignani 5690 S3 and the Theresenhof by Game Master have both had updates. I think there's a load of different colour options now rather than just the Galignani orange. The VSTR UK HY400 by Vanquish081 VSR modding. The Deutz-Var 4080 by Blue King and Game Master. The GKP Rake Set by WD Mods. The Placeable Factories Pellet Production Pack, maybe too many P's in that, by Vanquish081 and VSR modding, and for VSR modding Sir, and Seasons Geo Ravensburg Console Factories by Top-Ls 888 have all had updates today. In front of me, we have got the Claas cutter trailers. These are by Theresenhof modding. 1.47 megabytes download, 2 slots each. There's a 9 meter and a 13 meter. The 9 meter will go up to 8 meter headers, and the 13 meter will go up to 12 meter headers. I'm pretty sure that's what it says in the mod hub. There's not really a lot else to say. They're header trailers. You'll find them under header trailers. So the 9 meter and the 13, 8,000 and 12,000 to buy. Slot counts will go from 2 to 1. Options available. We can have warning stripes, yes or no. Then the design colour is for the warning stripes, and that's one of those menus. It's not going to let me back up there, is it? Okay, so you've got to do design colour first. So you have red or orange, and then when you put your stripes on, the design colour determines whether the stripe is red or orange. And it's the same for that one. Like so. Those are the options on the 2 Claas cutter trailers by Theresenhof modding. Moving on. We have this. This is the water tap. This is by FSPT, 0.28 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. From which we should get water. Pull up alongside, press L3. Once placed, once bought, the water is obviously, I say obviously, it didn't always used to be. It is free. You will find this under placeables and miscellaneous. 500 is placed, which is pretty good for a water source. Slot count will go down from 2 to 1. That's by FSPT. Next, we've got these very colourful looking things. This is the gas station with daily income. This by Tomeczek 23433 and Bartson V3. We have got a 16-cylinder station and a 12-cylinder station. Once placed, 3.32 megabytes download. Once placed, they will give you, for the 16, 15 per hour on easy, 12 per hour on normal, 10 per hour on hard. For the 12, it will give you 12 per hour on easy, 10 per hour on normal, and 8 per hour on hard. 2 slots and 1 slot. I think it was that way around. Pretty sure it was. Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure why they're all the bright colourful colours, I suppose just to make them stand out. These you will also find under miscellaneous. So the 12-cylinder gas with daily income is 900 to buy and place, and the gas with daily income 16-cylinder is 1,200. Again, not much else to say about those. Moving on, we have got the Shed 24x13. This is by Kohler. 1.56 megabytes download, 2 slots on console, fairly basic construction, same with the detail on it. Farm Dog's having an absolute rare today. Now, it does say on the website, pretty sure it's this one, lights turn on automatically at night. I can't see any. I'm not sure where they are. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, that. You'll find this under sheds. 8,000 to buy. Slot count will go down from 2 to 1. That's about it for that one. Moving on, we have got the grain silo, or grain silos, because it's 4 of them in one. This is 3.7 megabytes download, 16 slots on console. This is by Bartson V3. We put into the silo here. We take out from the silo under here. It's a 200,000 litre capacity, and I think it's just standard crop types. It's not a multi-fruit. We have ivy down the side here. Now, I don't know, it's been kind of a running joke for a while with a lot of the Polish barns and buildings. Then it was on other buildings and stuff that there was the kind of requisite ivy. This one very specifically, I hope it wasn't me that caused this. If I go onto this little bit here and press circle, it's got retractable ivy, so you can remove it. But so yeah, if you want a more pristine looking one without the ivy grown on, you can remove the ivy, or you can put it back on if you want to. There's a bit of debris and stuff around the bottom of it. You can't do anything about that. That's just there anyway. Nicely detailed, nicely kind of weathered and textured. Under placeables and silos. The grain silos, 170,000 for a 200,000 litre capacity. Like I say, it does your regular crop types. It's not a multi-fruit or anything like that. Slot count will go from 16 to 1. Moving on from there. Oh, I meant to test this one, and I completely forgot. Bear with me just a second. I need to go and grab a trailer. Okay, I've grabbed the trailer. This is the shed with wood chip heating. This is by Power.Ls, 9 megabytes download, 13 slots on console. Now, I'm going to show you actually, it's in the mod hub under sheds. I'm pretty sure it was sheds. And what threw me was that just says decorative object. The slot count goes down from 13 to 1, 10,000 to buy and place. But in here we've got what looks like a grid with wood chips underneath it as a kind of sell point. So I thought, oh, okay, it's a sell point. So I came into here to check prices. It's not showing up on here as a sell point. So I thought, well, that seems a bit weird. Why would you have it saying it's a wood chip shed with wood chip heating if it doesn't? It just seemed odd. I meant to test it and I didn't get around to it, but I'll get there. So we can open and close that door. There's some more storage here with the light switch over to the side. So I guess what we're going to do now is let's see. Because it's odd that it hasn't come up as a sell point, but there's no price either, so... But there is a trigger. How weird. So going to pay... It's paying me? Well, there you go. It is a sell point for wood chips. Doesn't pay a huge amount, to be fair. 421 for 4,000 litres. Wow. But there you go. It's a shed for storage and stuff as well, and a wood chip sell point to boot. Very helpful. That's by Power.Ls. Moving on, we've got these. This is the pack of modern garages. This by, I'm going to say it's KrzychuTheGamer. I think I say it differently every single time. 11.73 megabytes download. We've got a large garage for 20 slots and a smaller one for 18. There is lighting, as you can see. Detailing's nice. Ivy on the walls. Light switches over here. So we have this main section here, and then we have a smaller sort of separate garage out to the side. It says open sesame. There we go. But they all run off the same light switch. Then the smaller of the two again, we have lighting with a few details thrown in for good measure. Both of these you will find under placeables and sheds. The larger garage, 33 by 13 metres, is 40 grand. Slot count will go down from 20 to 1. And the smaller one, 20 by 7.2 metres, is 30 grand. Slot count will go down from 18 to 1. Those are the pack of modern garages by KrzychuTheGamer. Next, we have got the red brick pack. We've got a couple of sheds to get through. Don't worry, there's 2 more sheds and a couple of workshops. So, the red brick pack by Tomeczek, 11.56 megabytes download. There are 3 in this pack. We've got this small shed with no lighting underneath it. That's 5 slots. We've got this larger garage here, which is 12 slots, and then we've got a workshop over there, which is 16 slots. This one's nicely detailed as well. I like the brickwork and the concrete section down the bottom. It looks kind of lived in, well used. This one runs all the way around in a kind of C shape or a U shape, depending on how you place it. Lighting is on the back wall. They turn off kind of individually as they go. A nice building. Then the last one is a vehicle workshop. As you can see, your workshop trigger just here. Also with lighting. No, not going to close. Yes, we are. You'll find all of these also under placeables and sheds. So the small shed is 3 grand. Slot count goes down from 5 to 1. The barn is 9 grand, goes down from 12 to 1. And the small workshop is 8,500, goes down from 16 to 1. That's actually not too expensive for a vehicle workshop, 8.5 grand. Pretty good. So I think the last of the shed/shelters today is this one over here. The detailing on this one is, normally I say detailing is nice, texture is good. It's phenomenal on this one. I really like this one. This is the barn with workshop. This is by ikas. It's 30 slots, 9.51 megabytes download. But it's the kind of the depth you get on the doors and the wood texturing and detailing and the weathering and the brickwork looks amazing. I don't know. This one for me, out of all the ones today, especially, really kind of stands out. I mean, yes, all right, it's 30 slots, but yeah, very nice. It is a drive-through. Lighting is very bright, as you can see. Your workshop trigger just there. Lighting's on the wall there. Yeah, it's pretty bright. Now this one isn't found under sheds, bizarrely enough. This one is found under placeables and miscellaneous. There you go, 30 grand to buy and place. Slot count will drop from 30 down to 2 to any subsequent ones you place. That's by ikas. Moving on from there, we have got the Roush X0H1101. This is by Theresenhof modding. It's 4.93 megabytes download, 9 slots on console, 4,000 litre capacity. This will do fertiliser only, not fertiliser and lime, and it spreads out to 30 metres if I recall correctly. There are a couple of different options available on this one. You'll find it under tools and fertiliser technology. 17 grand for the base model. On design, we've got no, 1 or 2 for the kind of hazard strips on there if you want them on there. And then ladder, yes or no. Those are the options. Adds a tiny bit on. An extra 100 if you go for both. And like I say, it only does fertiliser. It'll run at 12 miles an hour. Does have lights and indicators on it. And it spreads fertiliser out to 30 metres, as you might expect. There you go. The Rauch AXERA-H1101 by Theresenhof modding. Moving on. We have this. This is the Kroger TUW20. This is by Farming, pick by Chiko and Redcat 3D. 7.02 megabytes download, 12 slots on console. It is an auger wagon, auger trailer, rear wheel steering. As you can see, it's got a bit of a turn on that rear axle, unless I've broken that in the time I've had it. It's a 22,000 litre trailer. Does your regular auger type crops. It doesn't do anything over and above that. Pipe, when extended, can then be raised and lowered. A lot of the ones we've had recently don't, but this one does. We'll have a look at that in just a second. You'll find it under auger wagons. 40 grand, 22,000 litre capacity, requires 240 horsepower to operate. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. The rim cut, whoa, hang on. That skipped over there. The rim colour to anything on that palette. Design colour to anything on that palette. The only thing you can't change the colour of is the chassis. Then we've got Trelleborg tyres, Michelin tyres. Trelleborg, we've got standard and a kind of wide. Well, I suppose it is a wide, not a kind of wide, it is a wide. It says standard, but it's a wider tyre. Then under Michelin, we've got standard, and then we've got this knobbly, wider, lower profile tyre. Like that. Fold the pipe away for a second. Close the cover. I say rear steer, just to help on those tight turns. Cover open, L1 and left on the D-pad. Pipe out, L1 and down on the D-pad. Then from that position, we'll say right one. L1 and right stick, yeah. L1 and right stick side to side, raises and lowers your auger pipe depending on what you're putting into. Unloading L1, R1 and triangle. Fairly fast unload speed. The newest addition to the auger wagon slash chaser bin lineup, the Kroger TUW20 by Farming Pick by Chiko and Redcat 3D. Next we have got the MTGS tank pack. This is by West Modding, 13.62 megabytes download, 38 slots for the main tanker, and then the tanker trailer that comes with this is another 10 slots on top of that. These are fairly small. I was going to say we've already had tanker packs like this, haven't we? Larger capacity. These are only 8,000 litre tanks, and it's one of those things that, you know, this may be the setup you're absolutely looking for. There are various different options available in the mod hub already for things like this. I do like the options and the look of the actual tanker itself. We've got the hazardous materials plates on this, which can actually be removed, which I think is a nice touch. There's a few different tyre options and colour options and things like that. And the fact it comes in a pack with the trailer is rather handy. So the vehicle itself you'll find under trucks, 183 grand for the base model. That's why I'm saying, you know, for an 8,000 litre capacity, it has got a trailer hitch on the back, but that then limits it. You know, like I say, there are lots of other tankers available. I'm not trying to slam the mod or the mod. I'm just saying, you know, it's a fairly small capacity. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, and there are a load of options here within colours. So you've got a standard red, more of a matte red, a kind of satin-esque. I think it's that one. That's the satin. That's the more matte. Then rim colour, anything on that palette. I went for the polished metal. I just preferred that as an option of those. But again, that may not be your preference, but it's what I liked. Design colour does the tank on the back, and as you can see, same sort of thing. There's just different options available. Have a look through the colour palette. There'll be something you'll probably like. Then we've got the option of Trelleborg, Lizard, or knock-ins. Nothing within those, just those tyre choice options. Then design standard with the lion on the side, the MAN lion. strips on the front or both. Then we've got cabin M or extension M. And then we've got engine setup, the TGS 26480 6x6, 408 horsepower, or the 500 horsepower. I think the number plate changes actually if you go for, yeah, the number plate will be 480 or 500 depending on the horsepower you go for. Those are your options on that. The tanker, actually, let me just double check something. What this will actually transport, yeah, milk, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, water and fuel. And I think the tanker I thought would be under miscellaneous, but actually turned out it was under animals. Yeah, there, the MKS 8, 25 grand, 8,000 litres capacity, takes the same things as the other one. Our options on this are the same, main tank colour, it's the same palette. Rim colour, same palette. Then we have lizard or knock-in on this one. No Trelleborg option. Then design one. Now I couldn't see. I went round and round this, clicking side to side. I couldn't see a change between design one and design two at all. You get the click, but I couldn't see anything that changed. Then plate oh yes, I remember now, sorry. Plate configuration, that's what it was. Design 1, Design 2 was the plate configuration. I did at first do that and couldn't figure out why. Then when I put the plate on, that's what changes. Design 1, Design 2 is the 480 or 500, depending on the horsepower of your main vehicle. If you want to change that, you don't have to. Those are your options. We'll hop in. I then got milk in, water in the front one, milk in the rear one. That's why I went for a blue and a white. No particular reason other than that. Beacons, the lights are pretty good on this. For the main beam option, you've got a nice spread there with the side ones on the side of the cab are quite like that. Horn, L1 and X removes that hazardous materials label. It does on the back as well, L1 and X. So you don't have to have that on. Again, like that as an option. We are on the main cab, L1 and side on the D-pad, opens the covers for filling. And the same with the rear trailer, L1 and side on the D-pad, opens the covers. In cab, I mean, it's a fairly standard MAN lorry cab. Tractor unit and trailer. There we go. The tank pack by West Modding. Moving on to the last of the mods for today. We have got this. This is the hydraulic tipper. 10 ton. This is by 82 Studio, 21.87 megabytes download, 10 slots for the first of these trailers, and there are quite a few configuration options as you might expect from 82 Studio as well. I left it on the standard color configuration. This is a very versatile trailer. We have got trailers that do a similar sort of thing, different capacities, ones that turn into bale trailers and things like that. This has got a few other little tricks up its sleeve. As you can see, that's on the side, we've got ladders. That will become more apparent momentarily. They do all hook together, as you can also see. So you can daisy chain them, or however you want to refer to it. Like so. You'll find these under Tools and Trailers. The 82 Studio hydraulic tipper, 10 ton, 6,500 for the base model, which isn't too bad. Takes all of those things down the bottom there. We start off with options on the rim colour, and there are a few different options available. And we kind of go into actually some fairly standard ones in all honesty. Normally the 82 Studio selection of colours can be a bit mind-boggling, but it's actually fairly straightforward. Main colour, this one's got a few more options on it. Does all of that. Then design colour does the side doors, panels, like that. We can have a tipper configuration at 6,000 litres. We can have a tipper with extension 1 at 9,000 litres, and that puts a cover on. We can have the tipper extension 2, which takes it to 14,000 litres, also with the cover on. We can have platform for bale loading, that kind of thing. That does have straps. We can have the sequential gates. You'll see what that means in a little while. sequential gates and the ramps. I said ladders, but ramps. Then we can have full opening gates, and then full opening gates and ramps, and then back to the tipper option. The wheel brand, we'll zoom in a little bit. We've got the 82 Studio machinery tyre option. We've got Trelleborg. We've got Michelin. We've got Nokian and back. Now the 82 Studio one is a standard. There's no other option on that. The Trelleborg, no option on that. The Michelin, we've got the bib load, and I love that tyre. I don't think I've come across that one before. Very knobbly. And then we've got AXERA-H and then back. And then under Nokian, we've got ELS, which is a wide tyre. And then we've got duals, if you want to go for a dual option. Then we've got attachers, standard, doesn't have an attacher, or with a rear hitch, which will enable you to hook multiple ones together if you want to. So, on the front, we have got the 9,000 litre, so the double one, and cover. One thing I will say, I put sugar beet in this one, I think, and there's a little bit of clipping in the cover. Tiny little bit, you can just see there, with it filled up, there's a little bit of clipping in the cover. It's there, it's a minor thing, you can't really get away from it. I left those tyres because I just really like those as an option. The next one behind is a sequential trailer, and then the last one was the fully opening one with ramps. So we'll have a look at each of those in operation now. So on the first trailer, cover open, L1 and left on the D-pad, opens and closes the cover. What we'll do is let's disconnect from that. So we'll open the help menu. So L1 and X, where it says unfold tipper, puts that stand away up out the way, so you've got a bit more ground clearance when you're doing what you're doing. You don't have to, but open and close cover as we've just seen. Then unloads L1 R1 and unloads here. I think I better check. Oh no, it doesn't have a left or right unload, just a rear unload on that one. Okay, so that's that one. The next one is the sequential. So this one's got sequential sides. Actually, just click that one as well. So the sequential sides, as you can see, it does have straps, which you can do from the cab manually. Or you can do manually. So you can take bales, you can take pallets, you can do all sorts of stuff. This one also comes with a ramp option. So L1 and open cover opens the left-hand side. Then you open next cover, L1 and left on the D-pad, closes that one, opens that one. The bolt's all open, and it does what it needs to do, and then press it again, it closes that one, and it takes the rear section off, drops that down out the way, like so. Now there's no unload, although it comes up with the unload option, because it's not that design, you don't need that. But if you're putting pallets and stuff on and you want to do it opening one side, the other, and that kind of thing. So close cover, then puts that back again. Didn't show the lights in the other one, but lights, indicators, reverse lights. Very nice. Which brings me on to the last version I've got. I mean, like I said, there are quite a few different options we can go for. There's the barrel loading one. And this ramp option we can have on either of the opening ones. So this one is the fully opening one with ramps. Now with this one, when I open cover, it doesn't do them individually, it does them all at the same time. And with this one, because I've got the ramps, so it does them all at the same time. Oh, actually, that's interesting, I thought it did them all. Press it again, then it does the back with the ramps. There we go. So you just don't have to do the sides independently. But that's a nice option. I like that with the ramps, so you can put mowers and you can put small, skid steer loaders, all that kind of thing. Using various different attachment things, you can get the straps to work if you use the T-Rex 6 by Black Sheep Modding, which comes with those little attachers. I've shown them before, or a log on the top of a vehicle. You can strap them down, no problem at all. But I like that ramp option on this trailer, which makes it, it makes it a very versatile trailer. It's a nice bit of kit, that. If you're not sure what I was talking about, I will just show you, because The actual trailer itself, if you download it, is the T-Rex 6, which is by Black Sheep Modding. That's a kind of low loaded type trailer. It drops down to the floor. If you download that under miscellaneous, you then get those things on the end, the belt supports. Now, if you've seen some of my videos, you probably always see me use those. But if you put those belt supports on top of a vehicle, you can strap through those and strap a vehicle down. It's a very handy piece of kit. But that's it. That's the hydraulic tipper 10 ton by 82 Studio. That's it for the mods for today. I am going to say this now. I will say it again tomorrow. For those of you that watch my mod reviews regularly, next week from Saturday, I'm going to be away for an entire week. And for the first time in about 4 years, I'm actually taking an actual week off. I won't be doing any videos. There's one proviso to that, but that will only, you'll see if that happens. If not, it won't. I won't be doing any videos at all. There'll be no mod reviews, there'll be no map tours, there'll be no let's plays, nothing. I'm having a full week off. So apologies if you are rely on my mod reviews every day coming out, or you just like to watch them. There will be none next week. So apologies for that in advance. That's it. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.